Welcome to your second Voice Versant lesson. We'll be going through sentence builds and discuss what you can do to increase your chances of passing. Let's start. Same as the first lesson, we will introduce what the exam is. After that, we will discuss tips from tenured associates. Before we end this session, we'll do practice drills. Note that we will use the same dictation technology like we used during the repeat lesson. Our objective is for you to be familiar enough to pass the Repeat Versant exam. You will learn how the test is graded and how you can take advantage of it. We will provide tips on how to pass with examples to help you understand the exam. Because this is the hardest part of the exam as per tenured associates, you will continuously be provided drills to help you pass. Here is an example of an examinee taking the sentence builds exam.
Now please rearrange the word groups into a sentence. For example, a voice says,
was reading, my mother, her favorite magazine.
and you say,
My mother was reading her favorite magazine.
You should select your family's needs, insurance that suits.
You should select the insurance that you suit your family needs.
You can. A password. Easily create.
You can easily create a password.
That email. Can you forward me?
Then email, can you forward me?
He will. That job. Apply for.
The client is forward to fill.
Next door is for sale. The house.
The house is next door to sales.
Notice the struggle. Same as with repeat, the exam is scored by a machine. However, instead of repeating an entire sentence, this time you'll have to remember phrases of that sentence, then piece them together to make a coherent thought. This is much harder than the repeat. During your learning phase and on drills, it's still handy to visualize and learn new vocabulary. Again, you're not being graded. We're practicing. Take note of keywords. It will be helpful in piecing together the content. This is most important in longer, more complex sentences. But let's start with something more simple.
Was arrested by the suspect, the local police.
Did you get that? The keywords are
Arrested, suspect, and police or local police.
Let's hear it again.
Was arrested by the suspect, the local police.
Do you know the correct answer to this? The answer is the suspect was arrested by the local police. Did you get that right? Let's look at another example.
Back of the room. Standing in the. Who is?
This is a little bit harder but still doable. Your keywords are
back, room, standing, who,
Let's hear it again.
back of the room, standing in the, who is,
Can you answer this correctly? The answer is, who is standing in the back of the room? Again, it's harder than repeat. But that's the reason why we're studying and practicing. When you're listening for keywords, don't put a lot of focus on connecting words like of, the, in, is, was, and by. While they're all important, you are still able to piece together lines of thought then reconstruct it. Speaking of construction, your elementary level English can help you with this. Take note of the type of voice that is used. Is it active or passive? Are there relative clauses like which, that, when or where, whose, and the like? Are we working on a simple sentence or are we working on compound or complex ones? The reason why this part of the exam is difficult is because it requires you to be able to remember all the rules we learned when we are young and put them in action. This is not something we even consciously do every day. While we at No Interview Call Center acknowledges the importance of this topic is far too long to discuss in a video. We will provide references in the lesson notes if you want to learn more about it. Moving on. There's very little you can do to prepare if you are not at least intermediate level English. While it will be helpful to refresh your memory, our number one tip is to keep your focus. Meanwhile, No Interview Call Center's commitment is to provide as much practice as you need to familiarize yourself with the exam. Let's start practicing. We will proceed the same way as with repeat. We will play a sound clip. You must listen well and use dictation to see if the machine was able to transpose your speech. Easy will contain visual aid with the clips read twice. Normal would be nothing but the sound clip read once. While difficult will pit you with longer, more complex sentences. You will have 7 seconds to answer during the drills. In the actual exam, you will have 10 seconds to answer.
Time for some practice drills. Let's start with easy first. Are you ready? The sentence will be read twice in this segment. You will have 7 seconds to answer. After the 7 seconds is done, the video will move on to the answer. Feel free to pause the video if you're feeling overwhelmed.
Report is due today. That financial. Report is due today. That financial.
That financial report is due today. Did you get that? Don't worry if you didn't, we're just practicing.
where should, this weekend, we go. Where should, this weekend, we go.
Where should we go this weekend? Did you get this right? Let's keep at it.
Her new job. She was starting to like. Her new job. She was starting to like.
She was starting to like her new job.
My promotion. Last month. I was offered. My promotion. Last month. I was offered.
I was offered my promotion last month. Great. Let's move to the last one.
An old boat. To have bought. They seem. An old boat. To have bought. They seem.
They seem to have bought an old boat. Good job. You're doing great. Easy. But don't get complacent. Sentence builds is the hardest of all exams under Versant. Note that these first few statements are the most reoccurring based on what we gathered. Be sure to perfect these, as one or two is bound to come up on your actual exam. Let's kick it up a notch. Let's try normal. For normal, the statement is only read once, but you'll still have 7 seconds to answer. You won't have any visual aids this time. Stay focused.
Have often hurt her feelings. Those men.
Those men have often hurt her feelings. Did you get this? It's a bit harder than the first few ones. You'll get the hang of it soon. Remember to pause the video when you're feeling overwhelmed. Listen to the fragment again if you need to. We understand that you're still getting used to practicing. Know that you're not graded for drills. So no pressure. Let's continue.
Been a problem. Has never. The Little Pony.
The Little Pony has never been a problem.
Something sticky. The counter. Covered.
Something sticky covered the counter. This one is a bit hard, but were you able to get it?
Some old friends. To see. We're going.
We're going to see some old friends. It's getting harder from here. But remember to keep these statements in mind, as they might come up in your exam.
Someday. We'll grow here again. Flowers.
Someday, flowers will grow here again. Awesome! How well did you do for this round? Let's keep going. We're halfway through. Are you ready? Keep your focus.
We. Leaving. Are.
We are leaving. Wow. This is super easy.
are they? Where? Going?
Where are they going?
Don't. With the dog. Play.
Don't play with the dog.
The weather. Nice. Should be.
The weather should be nice.
You can a password easily create.
You can easily create a password. You're doing great. Let's continue. Last round for the day. We're almost there. Are you ready?
The plane, an hour late, had arrived.
The plane had arrived an hour late. Is it just me, or is things getting harder again?
Additional help we may need during the holidays.
We may need additional help during the holidays. Yes, sentences are now getting longer. But we can do this, let's go.
What had occurred? In their absence, they discovered.
They discovered what had occurred in their absence.
Left immediately. After the meeting ended. The salesman.
The salesman left immediately after the meeting ended. You can also answer with, after the meeting ended, the salesman left immediately. Both statements are correct, but the first one rolls off the tongue better.
The holiday party. The assistant is responsible for planning.
The assistant is responsible for planning the holiday party. Great job in completing today's practice drills. Don't forget that we're going to have review drills tomorrow before the lesson proper. I can hardly wait.
Congratulations in finishing this course. By this time, you should know that listening to keywords while maintaining your presence of mind is the best way to pass this exam. As discussed, there are no other tricks to it, and we understand that it's difficult if you're not at least at intermediate level English. But don't lose hope. We're here to help. With the help of this lesson, our drills and Duolingo, you are well on your way. If this helped you, hit like and comment on this video as it will help the YouTube algorithm. If you think a friend or family member will benefit from this, don't forget to like and share our Facebook page with them so they can also study the course with you and get a call center job. Here are other channels you can watch to help you practice sentence builds. We're all done. We cannot stress enough that it's important for you to do your daily Duolingo tasks for at least 15 minutes daily. Next time, we're going hashtag. Take a break, and talk about speech samples. This is super easy and it will allow us to focus more on drills. We'll see you next time, future Amazonian.